We're going to discuss how we've been demonized and demonetized. That's right, that's exactly what happened to this channel. Shout out to y'all, how y'all doing? It's Sunday, August 2nd, 2020. Alright, looks like we're live. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Yo. Alright, good evening. Looks like Andrea is the first to cruise on in. How you doing, Andrea? Check it out, y'all. I'm looking forward to tonight's program. This is going to be a little bit different. It's taking care of family business. The plan here is to run about an hour. So let me go ahead and start the show intro, and then you hit this like button. Grab this link and then share it. Let's do it. Street Apologist live in the house, baby. Here we go. Ekagie, thanks for the shout out on the Cobra hat. I wear that because a lot of folks think that I'm a snake. All right, let's let me turn that off. Okay. Let's discuss what's going on here. Check this out. Sometimes in the world of YouTube, which as an apologist, a Christian apologist, if you don't know, who is also a YouTuber, just kind of by definition of what I've been doing these past 2 years, right? You end up stepping into the larger world of YouTube drama, politics, and everything else, right? And so that's where we're at, right? You know, we're part of the thing like everybody else on YouTube, you know? And so I see, you know, channels on YouTube. I see some different ones, and you know, there's the big YouTubers just in general, and then there's sort of the ones within our sphere of Christian apologetics, right? So there's different things here. Okay, now with that being said, I see some channels devolve into discussing nonstop drama about their channel and other channels on YouTube. Now, I know there's some people actually who are kind of into that kind of thing. Not me, not so much. I like to just get to the facts and the information and the business at hand, right? You know what I mean? That's kind of like, well, that's what I like to do, right? And I think that's what you guys like as well. However, there are times when you're doing something, you're running something, you're leading something where you've got to discuss family business, right? You just got to discuss family matters, and Urkel is nowhere to be found. You know what I mean? Did I do that? Anyways, Steve. Okay. Anyways, we do got to discuss the family matters tonight. Now, you saw how busted up, you know, this office was, you know, when I did my last video, right? Well, it hasn't changed much, okay? We're just keeping it real here. Yeah, I've got shades on it inside, so, you know, there's an image. I comb my beard just for you guys, okay? I got my... Ooh, yeah. Some of you guys are commenting on my Urkel impression. Well, little did you know that I was a pretty big fan when I was a kid. And one summer, I grabbed some rain boots, chucked up some Docker pants, borrowed some suspenders, put on a flannel, got glasses, made them all crooked, hit the block as Urkel for Halloween. Now, some of you are going to unsubscribe because apparently I once went from house to house asking for candy looking like Urkel. Some of you are going to assume that I did something stupid even back then and did something like, was Urkel in blackface? No, I was not. I was just me normal with Urkel clothes doing the accent, okay? And I used to be able to kill it when I was a kid. And I would get hugs from the ladies and everything because of my Urkel impression. This is a true story. True story. All right. Anyways, that's what's up. So, tonight's a little bit different, right? Because we do got to discuss issues relating to the channel. And so what I'm going to do is kind of go back to square one. I'm going to talk to you guys, and I am just going to be looking at the live chat and interacting with you because there's a lot to discuss. Okay? Now, so here I go. I'm starting back already. Okay, William James Sr., the first one. Now, I don't know what you were saying with this or not, but this is a good time to clear up some confusion regarding this. He says, you're back, bro, V blessings, which I appreciate. Shout out to you. Thanks for watching on Facebook, too, by the way. Now, he may be assuming I was removed off YouTube. Some people thought from the messages that I was removed off of YouTube. I have not been removed off of YouTube. I'm not even close to being removed off of YouTube. I don't have any. You actually get warnings for that. There's copyrights, and then there's community guideline violations. So those are the two main ways. I don't have the amount that are required to be that. So it's not about getting deplatformed unless they decide to just do a sweep where they ignore all that, which it seems like I've heard they've done, but I don't know the rules on that. Okay, I just know that that's not where we're at. Okay, so it's not about getting removed off YouTube. It is about being demonetized. So let's talk a little bit about this. There are different things. There's demonetized and there's deplatformed. Real quick, let me give a shout out to the live chat. Sweet Tea, thanks for joining us. I know you got to go pick up your daughter. Props to you with them in the meantime. And D New, I see you saying Street Apologist Strong, which that's the name of our GoFundMe campaign. And so we are going to announce that before the night is out. We have started a GoFundMe campaign to make it for the shortfall so we can continue on the vision. So let me break down and explain kind of how this works, okay? It's like this. I'm looking at it to see if there's any other. I'm just looking. Okay, you're checking out. Checking out the camera. Let me see here. Yeah, but George. Yeah, so we got. Thank you, True Counterphobia. Sorry you got demonetized. We'll pray for your ministry. I hope I can get demonetized as well. That's a goal? Thank you for watching on Periscope, by the way. Is that really a goal for you, Counterphobia? That's really what you're going to do here. Mark says, wow, vocab, that's insane. Censorship on YouTube has gone up too much. Read the description. That's sad to see you've been completely demonetized. All right, so there we go. Let's talk a little bit about that, all right? And by the way, people are watching on Twitch. They want some more people. Shout out to Kuzman. Says, hey, where's everybody out on Twitch? Maybe some of you guys with Twitch accounts can head over to Twitch because he wants you to be... Roosh V was deplatformed without warning. Hate, love, nothing. I don't know who Roosh V is, but let's look more into that. We smell your bacon, devil. You guys are the dumbest comments. I'm sorry, some of you. Yeah, that's right, Justin Martyr. I'll put your comment on the screen there. All right, so the way it works is like this. Deplatformed means that you're removed off the platform of whatever the social media platform is. So I'll give you an example. Do you guys remember I did a show a while ago called Free Farrakhan? Free Farrakhan. And you may be like, oh, Farrakhan, the intrepid leader of the Nation of Islam. I was not for YouTube kicking him off the platform. I'm really not for YouTube almost kicking off anybody, to be honest. Now, that's more of a personal thing. So I don't have this view of, well, they did it to me, they better get somebody else, right? To me, I think there should be a lot more of a free, open, public square as far as personal views, very libertarian about it. And so same thing with Farrakhan. I said, let them stick around. Let's interact with bad ideas. And that is a big part of what I do on YouTube is interact with bad ideas. The problem is when you interact with bad ideas, well, there's a number of problems. One is sometimes people who aren't familiar with the issues, they can get confused and actually thinking you are advocating for the bad ideas. For example, look this up if you guys can. Twitter just initiated a new policy that says you can't link to things considered hateful. Now, that ups the ante because I follow some men and women of the left. They're academics who are on the left side of the political aisle, but they're people who are interested in the hate and the extremist sectors. Now, most of the things they're interested in are things that they would be describing as alt-right or far-right. That's where most of their interests lie, okay? Like groups like, I forget what they're called, 3%ers. I don't actually know about those groups because it's not the kind of thing I'm studying per se, right? All right. Those folks on Twitter, sometimes they interact with them in regards to Hebrew Israelism and other anti-Semitic ideas such as NOI ideology. Now, if you can't link to things considered hateful on Twitter now, we don't know how this is going to be enforced yet. You can't even say, like, look at this crazy thing or check this out. This is an example of the rhetoric that's you can't even do that. It appears on Twitter. Now, Twitter's not YouTube. Twitter is further in how they carry out these policies. And that's probably why Parler, out of all the new alternative social media platforms, Parler has been the most successful, it seems. It's nowhere near Twitter. But first of all, it looks pretty decent. They've got some big names to come over. And it seems like they're kind of the best one. Now, my view is this. I do not want to immediately run off of any platform. Okay, so part of this tonight is I'm going to give you some of my kind of personal views. Let's talk and think about this together, okay? Fraud Sakari says, well, if you get demonetized for doing something good, we here at Sakari ain't got nothing to worry about. Oh, man. Soon the Israelites and Apologists alike will be shut down from talking about the real Jews versus anti-Semitism. You know, I actually think you might be right. So I've seen a number of Hebrew Israelites who have been very elated. They think I'm removed off of YouTube or something like that. Some of them. Other of them understand more what's going on. And they're saying things like, we told you, we warned you, praise God, YouTube's finally done something right and the Most High is striking you. I get it. They're gonna, that's their role in this, I guess, right? That's how they're gonna respond. But I think eventually, because of basically the centrality of basic Bible belief, I don't think Hebrew Israelites realize that I bet you a lot of that's going to happen to a lot of them as well. Because they don't exactly fit into the safe bubble of like the traditional cultural progressive left. And I think a lot of them understand that. They don't exactly fit right in there. And you can see that with various interactions. I remember the first time I really saw this was when the GMS camp went down and kind of verbally heckled, I'll just put it that way, the folks that were doing the Wall Street sit-ins. Remember the 99%ers? It's almost like people forgot that. That was a big thing when it was going on. That happened in Phoenix, and there was a big confrontation. And the folks down there, the kind of, hipsters at the time kind of embraced GMS until the GMS started going off, and they're like, oh, so dang, right? Now, here's the thing about demonetization and deplatforming, okay? When you deplatform, you're removing the voice out of the conversation. I try not to do conspiracy theories. I try to see both sides of things. I really do, okay? People like David Wood and I, we handle these things different. I don't necessarily come on and say, the censorship idiots at YouTube. That's not really my style or whatever. I'm not tripping on David, whatever. I'm just saying, we do things differently, right? You can just see in the way we approach is what it is. However, YouTube's come after me first for whatever reason, nonetheless. But with that being said, it does seem like, and I try to be almost naive about this, to be honest, almost like so open-minded. I'm like, okay, it does seem like most of the deplatforming, the total removing of people from a lot of the big tech companies now, the big tech social media companies, often based, like, I think it's in Silicon Valley, right? Anyways, these companies seem to have a disproportionate amount remove people that in some way are in some spectrum of like what's viewed as the right, the cultural right, the social issues, right, the political right, whatever it is. People who have these views, whether it's, I don't even know all the people, but Alex Jones, Milo, who else have they deplatformed entirely? Lord knows, of course, Tommy Robinson, of course, you can't even say his name. I mean, the list goes on, right? And so this is a real issue. They threw in Farrakhan last time they did one of these massive, big name deplatformings on YouTube, but he's not really like a person of the left either. So it's like putting him in there, almost like throwing a bone or something. So people, I guess, don't say what about him, but really it seems like a very disproportionate in the way the total deplatformers go down. Now, a while ago, Steve Crowder, who was a kind of a big person to comment on the right, he was demonetized entirely, and he has a lawyer, a big enough channel that he could really raise a ruckus about it, make it a very kind of public spat, and all that. But YouTube did not demonetize. They did not remonetize him, so it remained where, hey, you don't get any avenue from Reds. You don't get any avenue, you don't get any revenue from advertisements, you don't get any revenue from channel memberships, you don't get any revenue for super chats. All those things are taken away when you're demonetized. That happened to Steven Crowder, right? And I'm not even very political on this channel. That's really not what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really political at all, right? And in the recent big banning ones, they banned, who is that philosopher guy that I think is like an atheist, but they consider him alt-right adjacent or something? I don't know. There's all these terms the media uses for these people. Stefanofanulaks or something. I don't remember yet, but he had like 1 million subs on his channel. They actually deplatformed him. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Now, again, I don't know a lot about these guys because it's not really the realm in which I follow. Now, so it shows, yeah, that's the guy. Hate, Love, Nothing knows who I'm talking about. I don't know. But it shows they'll even go after the bigger channels. 1 million subs, I think he had, right? That's massive. So, there you go. Appreciate that. And again, I don't know much about this guy. I just know he's been deplatformed. Who is the comparative person who is a person in some way associated with the left? Who is that person? I don't know who that person is, if they exist. I could be wrong. Someone could be like, no, you're buying into a narrative that the right alternative media has given you. Now, I'm not a big follower of right alternative media, I don't think. So I don't necessarily know if that's the case. I try to have an even, news intake for what I do, whatever. But if that's the case, okay, tell me the kind of parallel or the analog people that are people of the left in some way who are getting deplatformed and demonetized. Because it doesn't seem like that's happening. Now, here's the thing. We can bring that up and recognize that. But what does that do? So my vibe has never been to whine. I mean, do a little kind of, even if you guys notice, hopefully, you guys see the image for this. You guys, I hope you understand that's a sardonic, kind of tongue-in-cheek, sad face. That's not a real, like, oh my gosh, take a picture of me crying because I'm defeated. That's not what it is, right? Let's see here. There was a Veritas Project video exposing Facebook for censorship. I've heard about that. I have heard about that. Oh, Lion Bar says Shane Dawson on the left. Isn't he kind of just a pop guy? He did get demonetized. I know what you're talking about. He's a big-time guy. I thought he's just kind of like a pop guy. Wasn't he using the N-word and stuff in some of his older videos? Wasn't that what he was doing when he got demonetized? Daniel says, E.T. Williams is a black conservative, had his own channel deleted. He's suing YouTube with evidence of his videos, evidence of what YouTube does permit that is lewd and hateful. That's fascinating. So I don't know who E.T. Williams is, but see, you guys are telling me stuff and I'm listening to you. This is fascinating. It's interesting. Now, I've seen people explore this idea of suing YouTube. Now, I'm not a sue happy kind of guy. That's kind of not my thing. Thank you, Gandalf. I don't. Just a minute. Hey guys, a little quieter, please. That's not my thing, right? And so I'm not even kind of attracted to that kind of movement. I'm not going to get into it, but I had a situation where I had what you could describe being police brutality. You know, not on the level of what I've seen and it happened to other people, but happened actually with the campus police at a college I was at while I was doing work for Campus Crusade. Actually, true story. And I could have very well, and I think the school was scared to death. I could have sued the school for what happened. And I think the president knew that. I had a personal meeting with the president and everything about this because of it. The president of the school, whatever the title is, right? But, you know, it's funny. God used that situation to get me into seminary. It's a long story. I'm not going to get into it, but it all works out in the end. But that's not my way. Now, these arguments are kind of going on. Is YouTube a publisher or a platform? This is the debate, and it goes back and forth, but at the end of the day, YouTube is kind of able to do what they want to a large extent, and it is what it is. I mean, regardless of how much of a fan or not you are of Donald Trump, the president, and his family, isn't there news right now floating around about Trump and Trump Jr. having tweets blocked and their Twitter accounts being messed with? Isn't that in the news right now? You know what I'm saying? Villainous is saying, see, so I hear you, but you guys are saying the money you get from lawsuits. Well, will you get money from lawsuits? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I don't think it's such a done deal. I don't think that it's a done deal that that's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily think. Who is writing these comments? Who is this? You guys, I don't know if you guys understand why that's funny. It's messed up, but I can't. Such a troll, but it's like a professional level troll. Professional apologetics of troll. I don't know. They didn't deplatform me. They demonetized me. So what that does is it takes away your ability to earn money on the platform. Now, let's talk about that. I know I'm bringing out different things. You know, this is not really what we want to be into, right? This is not really what we want to talk about. This is no fun. We want to talk about evidence for the resurrection of Christ. We want to talk about the laws of logic and how they relate to the demonstration of Christianity is true. We want to talk about the veracity of the New Testament. We want to talk about polemics against groups that rise up and spread false messages, right? We this is what we want to talk about, right? You know what I'm saying? We want to interview Christian hip hop artists like Justin Martyr, you know, pick up his album, you know, and his wife's album. I interviewed them. That was a great interview. Drop that link in the live chat. That's what we want to be talking about. We don't want to talk about YouTube drama, right? But we got to a little bit. It's a technical game. It's a technical world. There's a lot to it, but we have to discuss this a little bit. So, getting demonetized is a blow. It's basically the rent and then some gone, right? As far as my personal exact thing with what I've going on. Now, as I mentioned in the video, yes, I can pick up some more hours at work. Praise God for that ability. That is good for my family and stuff like that. Even my dog, Justice, you know, he wants the better dog food. He's getting older. However, it makes the war of ideas unfair. Now, again, we just got to recognize that. Here's what I mean by that. If I'm putting in the same amount of work and effort to craft a video, to help build a community, to spread certain ideas and attitudes and truths on the internet, specifically focusing on YouTube, and that has the end result of YouTube benefiting because people watch videos on that platform longer, they benefit from it because then they can run advertisements before, after the video. right? There's different little ads on some videos, not all. I don't try to monetize every video because I know it shouldn't be monetized. So I don't try to monetize everything. Only ones that I think should be monetized, right? If we do a book review, that there should be no problem to having that monetized. I had a video on prayer that only had like 500 views or something. It was I don't even know what happened. It was about how to pray, and it got demonetized. And I said, there must be some mistake. There's nothing in this at all that could be problematic. This video on prayer, it's still up, but they took away the ability for ads to run it. And there's literally nothing in it that you could ever think about being problematic. It's like a devotional thing. It got rejected on the appeal. And that's when I really knew something was weird and odd. When I saw this very benign video that there was no way to interpret anything in it as being, offensive to anybody. This video on prayer? And this was about 1.5 years ago. So it was kind of close to when I started doing apologetics on YouTube in earnest. So I knew that was up, right? Now, what it does is, though, you're putting in the work, and then you can't benefit in any way because it's called YouTube Partnership Program. You can't benefit in any way from that. You know what I'm saying? YouTube gets money every time someone does a super chat. People said, "Oh, should I not do super chats?" No, because it's support we wouldn't get otherwise. But that really helps them. So I always think of it as a good thing. It's also like it's a way to say, "Hey, YouTube, check this out. This is helping you too." So super chats are good. Also, I thought to sweeten the pot for YouTube. YouTube has some benefit. Even though I'm a smaller channel, there's enough there, I think, for them that they get benefit out of. And in the longer videos, there's ads, there's longer watch times there, and there's the super chats that happen during it, right? So there's all these things going on that benefit YouTube. So we're just trying to process this and think about this. But yet your ability to get any money from anything you're doing now is taken away. But the makeup channel, the activist channel of whatever sort, the Islamic channel that says some pretty radical things, if you really go into the deep dives of social media and sort of the Salafi Islamic world, it's actually pretty shocking, this kind of stuff they discuss casually. Some of the stuff in the Quran and different hadith that they discuss and how to relate it to the New World. It's like, this is normal? And it seems like when it comes to a lot of bad ideas that I think a lot of us should be able to agree on that are present within Islam, it seems like they're shielded from criticism. Someone could say, well, that's not Islam. Okay, then Salafi Islam, more orthodox, more source-based, whatever you want to call it. Most people should recognize that even what the media calls it, right? The media will call it radical Islam or militant Islam. You know what I'm saying? Can't we discuss those? Can't we go after those ideas? Right? What YouTube does in essence is the one person is working hard, the other person is working just as hard, not harder. And one person is, their ability to be, in essence, help the funding is taken away, it's stripped away, while the other person's with their ideas is not. So we have to realize, just like it's always been for the church, for Christians, we do not have the home field advantage. It's not a level playing field. It's not even. There are double standards. Now, what do you do about that? My thought is you adapt and change as much as you can. Producer says Young Pharaoh is going through hell on his channel also, as he has stated. Is this channel getting demonetized? Break that down. I didn't know much about that. Young Pharaoh, to those who don't know, is sort of on the mystic side of the Kemetic conscious community orb of things. And that'd be fascinating. I'd like to hear more about that. I mean, that dude be cursing a storm. That dude definitely, got some stuff that ain't kid-friendly. And that's what I mean by double standard, not in regards to Young Pharaoh, but I mentioned in my one video, Nicki Minaj or somebody makes really semi-pornographic videos with all kinds of lewd imagery and all kinds of stuff that's just like, whoa, 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 right? And it's not even age restricted, because there's something called age restriction, and they're able to run ads on it like it's no big deal. Now, we just got to recognize that, right? It's just a fact. It's just the reality is what it is. Okay. So my job, my thought is not just to sit around and complain about it. We need to be smarter. Harmless as doves, wise as serpents, right? I'm not into the woe is me type vibe, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're right, Justin Martyr. I'll put your comment on the screen there. You're right, buddy. You are very right. I am not about that, right? There is or was a popular YouTuber that tortures sea life before killing and eating them. Yeah. All right. So I don't think any of us should adopt those kinds of attitudes. So you can help, though, the situation by being active, right? You can help by contacting YouTube. There are two main ways I know to hit them up. If you have not done it already, can you please do it? Creator-support@youtube.com. Creator-support@youtube.com. When you give an email to that address, they will give you an auto email that says, we're only offering support to people who are in the partnership program. But the problem is that we've been kicked out of the partnership program. So who else do you contact? And the reason I give that specific email address, creator-support@youtube.com, is because I saw some other people who were demonetized utilize that as a way that they were able to get back into monetization. And then the other email I saw other people use, because I looked at some videos who have been demonetized and what happened, was Mike Winger. He used press@youtube.com. Press@youtube.com. Yes, if you have multiple email accounts, I think you should send different ones, you know. And I do think that you should also send one to each if you can. The reason why I say that is because I have seen people that this worked for. Another big way is through Twitter, and that's @TeamYouTube. And thank you, Dinu. She's dropping those on there and saying how to help, because a lot of you have already helped. Justin Martyr, for example, sent me a fantastic message he sent. And I know everyone's busy. A lot's going on. I've been totally blessed by your guys' support. I have seen this work for other people. Breakfast Gun with Mike Winger, he didn't get demonetized. It was a certain video that they banned, and YouTube recognized their mistake. It was a total benign video. And he used especially the Twitter way, which was @TeamYouTube, as well as press@youtube.com. Thank you, Shawnee Miller. I appreciate that. She says I emailed them both from each email I had. No, guys, sorry. Mike Winger's channel never got demonetized, right? What Mike Winger got was he had a situation where he had a video that was banned off YouTube about the Hebrew roots movement that clearly was not problematic in any way. And you guys know how nice and sweet and kind Mike Winger, I've said, is the nicest man on the internet, right? You know what I'm saying? And praise God that, you know, it came back and he was able to get that video restored, okay? Now, with the channel, it can get remonetized. The other thing that happens is we do this and then reapply later on. So I can't make an appeal for a while. There's a time that before I can do it. So I'm working to do that and hope that goes well. John Williams, you always got to say something negative about somebody. I don't like his eschatology. It's just, okay, you always, I know you funny, you come on the show, and I'm glad you come a lot, John, but it always seems like you're complaining about somebody and got something negative to say. It just, I didn't report him. I hope not. John, I got to say, brother, you seem like a pretty negative person. You know what I'm saying? Just let's work on that. Let's work on that. Okay, John, let's work on that. Don't be such a negative person, my friend. Dinu, change that message. My bad. I just realized I put it on the screen. It's @TeamYouTube. Dinu, it's @TeamYouTube. So you tweet @TeamYouTube. You tweet @TeamYouTube. It's not @YouTube. It's @TeamYouTube. That's what they want. That's no, guys. I'm talking about Twitter. I'm talking about Twitter. Okay, this is just through Twitter. There's some really good examples. There's some really good examples that we got. What is it? What is it? Oh yeah. Nefertiti. She killed it. She wrote a really excellent example of a great one that you could put up. So if you go to facebook.com, go to Nefertiti's Facebook. She really did a very good one, because what I've really asked people to be is be kind, be nice, be gentle. Just say, hey, look, I think there's a mistake at this channel. There's a dedication to fighting bigotry, prejudice, racism, supremacist, racial supremacist ideas, the anti-Semitism, hateful ideologies. That's an emphasis of this channel, and we're dedicated to that. And we're dedicated to doing that with truth and love. You know what I mean? And we use humor doing it. We'll have fun doing it. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, that's what we do over here. That's our mission. That's what we do, right? And so with that being said, like, hey, what if you take away the monetization, you take away the ability to help that mission go forward successfully. Now, let me talk real quick about what's been happening, about how to do this. So a couple of things about this is like this, right? Is we're trying to strategize with the demonetization. For example, my live streams need to be shorter, not because YouTube had a problem with the length of them, but part of the reason for the long ones is, yes, I like them, but also you guys essentially subsidize the length of the live streams with super chats. We're not allowed to do super chats anymore. They've taken away that ability. So super chats can no longer happen. Now I'm looking for a third-party way where I have a thing on the screen, and anytime somebody gets through this third party, it appears on the screen. So it's a sort of a longer way, but I'm working on this way where I got DJ Next looking into it, where you give off site to this other site. This is apparently a lot of people use this, and then I have a little widget on the screen, and it'll be like, ding, you know, so and so gave or whatever. Yeah. So someone says stream elements. I don't know if that's what it's called, but any information like that I'm still looking into. So I'm looking into that. So a way to essentially duplicate live chats, but I'm making the live streams shorter now by God's grace, to make everything more shareable, because if the rules of the game are different, we got to adapt and make things a little bit different. And that's one thing, I think, because more shareable content gets you before more people. It doesn't have the same community building effect. It's true, but now we've really got to work to do our best to get in front of more people, to build a community, to build a support base, because the difference, a shortfall, is about $1,100 or so a month. That's between ad revenue, super chats, and channel memberships, which just recently opened up. And that's the way most people found out that this was no longer popping off. That's actually the way I found out, it says channel memberships have been paused. And so those were going daily because we had the cool Thundercats theme and everything. Everything was going really good with that. And so there was 3 different ways that it worked out, right? And like I said before, I did not try to monetize every video. All of Islamicizing, for example, I didn't try to monetize because I knew that probably wouldn't fit within what most advertisers would want. And that's an example, right? Now, to people who there have been Hebrew Israelites, right, who have kind of been gloating with this, you know, in glee, and I get that. That's what they're gonna do, right? You know, whatever. It's like this. Wait, what was I gonna say? What was the thing with the Hebrew Israelites calling it? Well, now I just forgot what I was trying to say. I was reading the comments, and the dog is here. He's snoring really loudly. I'm telling you, the dog distracts me sometimes. He really does. I am not kidding. This dog distracts me when he snores so loud, it breaks my thought. I'm not kidding you. He just did that. Yo, dude. I'm not kidding. Anyways, so it's like this. One strategy that we've come up with is making a difference on Patreon. So patreon.com/vocab. This is one way to make up the difference. Patreon.com/vocab. What has happened since the channel has been demonetized, right? What's been happening with that is we've got a dozen new supporters, and that's really beautiful. So the goal is to make up for the shortfall of about 1,100 or so a month. So I don't have to basically go work a bunch of hours, because then it takes away time from doing stuff. Shauna here, right here, funny. It's exactly true about the dog. She says he gets the best sleep. Dude be in there knocked out like he works second shift. That's exactly true. True Counterphobia says, what are your Patreon tiers, tires, whatever, how you say that word? It goes like this. It starts off with like 1, and I think goes up to like 150 or something like that. And I think that's the way it goes. But just go to patreon.com/vocab and you can see. So you're trying to make it on Patreon. So we got about a dozen new people by God's grace, and it's about 10% so far. Meaning with the amount that people have been giving, they're pledging to give on Patreon with what we lost. We're about 10% of our goal. And I'm going to keep you guys updated on that. So the goal approximately 1,100 for each month. Understand that? You see what I'm saying? For each month. And with about the dozen new people that have come on, the amount, we're about 10%. We're about 10% there. Oh, yeah. Right on. Hey, Mr. Phil Fox just dropped an example of a template of a good email that you can send them. And I appreciate Professor 2U says you're tweeting. Really, guys, hey, it may not seem like much, but it really helps. You know, this is what we're doing. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get done. We're going against misogyny found in these religions. We're going against anti-Semitism in these religions. And you don't have to be a follower of Jesus Christ to see that those are bad, negative things. You know, those are not good things. Those are unhealthy things for society. Those are divisive, and they bring division. They're bad, right? And so I think people can see that. Now, you know, sometimes we do stuff on abortion, and I wish more people could see that that's also unhealthy and harmful, right? But they can't always, and so, you know, it is what it is. I understand that, but a lot of this other stuff, you know, come on. Shout out to George, former Hebrew Israelite from Australia, to those who don't know, and that's an example too. You know, people come out of really, in essence, what is a harmful cult. We give them a place to voice their stories and share their concerns. This is all. It's all important there. Okay, thank you, Dinu. I'm gonna drop that in there, the link there, and appreciate you, Phil Fox, guys. Click on those links, and Kusaman, thank you. Plan on joining Patreon ASAP. So look, guys, we don't want to be all bitter talking about politics and this and that. Just kind of take it on the chin, and then let's think smart. So what I'm really hoping for is that we put our brains together, we put our heads together, and say, what are good ways to proceed next, right? And we've got some really great things so far. We're going to keep on going. And another way that we're working to help for the shortfall of the difference is Nate2D2 has set up a GoFundMe campaign, which I really appreciated. Some of the Mod Squad got together, aka the Matrix. They got together and they said, let's make this run where for the next 6 or so months, the shortfall difference is made up for, and then we'll take a look back after the 6 months and see what's going on. So we're trying to do crowdsourcing, you know what I'm saying, through some various means, because Patreon is one, and there's been a GoFundMe set up with Nate, and I appreciate very much. And Nate, I haven't actually seen the GoFundMe. Is it live? Is it public? I need to look at it actually. Is there a link that I can put up, or you guys let me know, okay? Because I know that you guys did that, which I really appreciate, which is awesome. Now, even if we get remonetized, even if we did, okay, there it is. It's called Street Apologist Strong 2020. Beautiful. Thank you. All right, Dino, I will drop that on the screen. You guys, the link on the screen is not clickable, so you have to actually look into the live chat to see what's going on, right? Miss Titus 2 says, I miss the Thundercats. Me too. You know, Thundercats. Ho! Did you guys hear that? Oh, man. was my own thundercrack growl. Rari Yara says, vocab, do you acknowledge reincarnation yet? No, I do not. I acknowledge reincarnation as a pagan doctrine. So maybe I sort of acknowledge it. True Counterphobia says, I just signed up for $5 a month. God bless. And you know, that's exactly it, Counterphobia. That's exactly it. Here's what I mean by that. These Patreon type things are designed for people to be able to come together and do small amounts. We have a couple people who do bigger amounts, and it's really helpful. But you look, it's really it's smaller amounts. And people come together and they do what they can per month, smaller amounts, and it adds up to being like, hey, we've got support. We can go forward with our mission. You know, tackling lesser known cults and groups that are problematic and going after them, you know. Looks like we do have a Hebrews light here in the live chat. Excuse me again. Is the Immaculate Conception pagan? That's a different discussion. You'd have to ask a Roman Catholic what they think about that, because I, as a Protestant, do not hold to the Immaculate Conception doctrine. I hold to the Virgin Conception. Those are two different things. So the asking me about the Immaculate Conception is not really relevant. I would want to tell you that the Virgin Conception, as it's portrayed in the Bible, is not pagan. And there's been some good work done on that. Actually, we recommend all the way back J. Gresham Mason's book on the virgin birth is actually one of the best books, and it's an old school book. There's been updated stuff on it, but I think that's a really good book on that. But I don't believe in the Immaculate Conception. And so maybe do a little research and you can see what the Immaculate Conception is. And you can see most Protestants don't hold to that. So there we go with that. All right. So thank you. Shawnee says she's tweeted there. Okay. Now I am going to drop the link in the I'm sorry. I'm going to put the links in the channel description here. Okay. I'm going to do that. Let's see here. Yeah. I'm going to put the links I've been discussing for Patreon and for what you call GoFundMe. I'm gonna put those right there in the description of this video, and so those will definitely be clickable and all that. And I'll try to pin a top comment where it's also there as well, so you'll be able to see what we're talking about in regards to the GoFundMe, in regards to Patreon. Okay, so again, thank you guys so much for setting that up. You guys are, as they say, some real ones. All right. So yes, this channel has been demonetized. Will it be permanent? We don't know if that'll be permanent. That may or may not happen. That may or may not happen, right? Either way, though, we need to be prepared for it to happen again. Let's say the channel gets remonetized because of your guys' efforts, which I greatly appreciate, which is very likely, by the way. This happens. We got to be prepared for it to be able to happen again, right? And, you know, people say multiple streams of income. That's true. You know, I think that goes with support as well. But still, when one stream is taken away, it's still a stream being taken away, right? So it may not be everything, but it is something. And so it is significant. And when Crowder was demonetized, he said, look, we don't necessarily care about that. We got the Mug Club. You know, he does a whole thing. And actually, you know, it stepped up. And because of what happened, his support monthly increased because of that. And that's what happened for him. I'm hoping something similar could happen for us, you know. I'm hoping. And we shall see. Now, but he was just being concerned. He was concerned about we didn't want to be deplatformed, you know what I'm saying? Because demonetized is one thing, deplatformed is entirely different. So praise God, we're not shut down off YouTube. Praise God, we're not demonetized, right? Now, if those things look like they start to happen, I've already mentioned about diversifying cross social media things. And so I've got a little thing I've been working on. And let me see, it's on my phone here. And thank you. By the way, I'm actually seeing people live during the show actually rock new pledges. Praise God. Look at that. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm actually seeing right now during the show. Well, thank you. Hey, I see you. You really did. Hey, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, Jesse. You know who you are. All right. Praise God. That's awesome. So working on a little thing where I kind of set up a schedule. And so you may not see as much stuff on YouTube, but there is an exception to that. So let me break it down. It's just a little idea I've been working in regards my schedule, and I'm curious about what you guys think. It says something like this, for example: editing Mondays, YouTube Tuesdays, writing Wednesdays, Twitter Thursdays, Facebook Fridays, study Saturdays, and Patreon Sunday. Now, what I mean by that is, most of my time in regards to apologetics, social media is spent on YouTube. There's so many benefits and incentives to that, right? But the idea is to kind of branch that out and diversify that. So on Monday, I'm editing for videos across all platforms. On Tuesday, I'm focusing on YouTube. On Wednesday, I'm getting back to writing again. So I'm writing there. Thursday, Twitter, because you can upload videos to Twitter now, shorter form videos. I think we have about 3,000 followers on Twitter, but that's just vocab. There's also the Street Apologist account, so that adds up more. But I don't really emphasize or spend much time on those, but I should. Facebook, uploading a video directly to Facebook. See, links on Facebook are almost like deposits because they take you away from the site. And so Facebook doesn't like them, So kind of, did I say deposits? I meant to say withdrawals. And I've heard someone else describe it like this. And this is for all the things. Something directly to it, though, is considered a deposit. So on all your social media accounts, to really do it right, you need to make sure you have deposits, not just withdrawals. Meaning it's good to have links and promote it, but the way Facebook plays it and these different companies play it, the algorithm doesn't like that as much because it takes you off site. See what I'm saying? So you want to make deposits that keep people there. So what I mean by Facebook Friday is that's where I upload videos natively at facebook.com/vocabmalone, natively to the platform itself that become indigenous to that. You see what I'm saying? MT Track says, you gonna have time for all this vocab? I don't exactly know. That's the thing. So I'm trying to step away from so much emphasis on YouTube and do some other things. It's like diversifying the reach across other platforms. And then hopefully that creates a larger base or community. I don't know if I'll have time for all this. So this is sort of a test, this little schedule I made as far as which days I focus on. Now the thing is maybe publish at different days, but that's the idea. And so let's see. But here's the exception to that. And I talked about this in the video a little bit. Thank you, Carolyn R. She says she just emailed them both. Here's the thing. Check this out. You know what? Let me grab this GoFundMe link right now. I'm going to put it actually on the page with the... Guys, give me just a second here. I'm going to... Hey, you guys made it a lot more than you said it was going to be. You guys know I love you. How do I... What's the best way to share this here? I'm just messing with y'all. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm actually going to put this on the screen so you guys can see it. Here's the short link. Wait, what? Why is it doing that? That was odd. Hold on, just give me a second here. It'll all be worth it in the end. Yeah. In the end. Yeah. All right. That is the... You know what? I should probably say what it's to. How about that? What do you guys think? I should probably say what it's to. GoFundMe campaign. How do you spell, people? How do you spell campaign? All right, I think that works. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's short enough that you could copy it right from the screen. Now, again, it's not a clickable link. I'm going to have to do that later on. But that should work, and I think I did it right. Maybe someone could try that. All right, we'll see what's up. Now, I mentioned different social media platforms and spending time on them. I got a couple more things I need to say about this, all right? Because you guys are awesome. Much love to y'all. Check this out. Apparently, Facebook is trying to compete with YouTube in regards to live videos, being able to be eligible. So I actually have the monetization page up. I'm looking at it literally right now for Facebook right now. It's in front of me, part of the creator studio thing they've got going on. And you look at it and you have to qualify, and the bar is somewhat high, okay? The bar is somewhat high. For in-stream ads, everybody, the page needs to have 10,000 followers. So according to Facebook stats, before we can monetize our streams, we've got to have 10,000 followers. We're 38% of the way there. 38% of the way there. As far as putting up engaging content that Facebook likes, they say we're only 3% there. They want 1 minute views for 3-minute videos. So Facebook especially wants 3-minute videos uploaded directly to its platform. All right. So you guys understand that you need to have engagement in the last 60 days, 50,000 post engagements. We're 13% of the way there. This is on facebook.com/vocab alone. And in the last 60 days, you need 180,000 minutes viewed. We're 7% of the way there. And there's other ones I'm looking at here, you know what I'm saying? The point by saying that is that Facebook is now trying to have monetization for live streaming videos. Now, you don't automatically get it. You still got to qualify and stuff. So would someone like me doing what I do qualify? Don't know. We'd have to see. But first, we'd have to grow what we do on Facebook to get there. Now, I see a lot of you guys be like, hey, I don't really like Facebook. Some people really stick to Facebook and seem to prefer that platform. Others not as much. So it's kind of a fascinating thing to look at. So, guys, let's try to understand algorithms and different social media platforms, whether it be Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Periscope, all these different, and see different ways to see if they're viable in regards to it can be part of what the ministry has in regards to having monetization. Michael Brown, you guys know him, Jewish apologist, does a lot of great work. He was completely demonetized off YouTube, I think about a year and a half ago. So, you know, this happened to him. They did not get reinstated. And that's just part, it's just boom. Now, I've seen some information that it appears because YouTube likes channels that are monetized better because they can run ads and stuff on them. I've seen some information. Now, I'm still tracking this down to find out if it's true. That it appears demonetization, you guys listening, affects your views ultimately. It affects how many people are able to see what you see. Because we've got a great community here, right? But at the end of the day, you need your videos to be recommended and suggested in the little sidebars after people watch videos of related content. That's what you need to really grow. This is what we need, right? We can only do so much within our little community. There's an organic way. But these big tech platforms, the algorithm has to recommend your stuff for that to happen. You guys hear that? Now, they don't want to recommend your stuff as much if it can't make them money. So what happens is, if you're not monetized on YouTube, YouTube doesn't make money from you, even though they're the ones who demonetize you. So they end up not recommending you as much in the algorithm because they know they're not making money. It's just views only. You see what I'm saying? Now, the reason why that all matters is because we all have jobs and we all have families. I see a Hebrews like asking the question. It seems obvious, but if you don't understand it, that's fine. When you put in the work to edit and you pay editors, right, and you put in the work to make high quality stuff, to have the voice of Christian rationality and Christian theology being on these social media platforms, because that's what we want, right? We don't just want to be relegated to some little corner. When you put in that work, it costs time and effort and all that. It is what it is. And so you have to have a way to fund that. Good quality stuff at the end of the day takes everything costs, right? And so, you know, so it makes it a lopsided situation as far as what you're able to do and not do. Now, look, I see Hebrew Israelites out there with large Patreon platforms, and Lord knows most of these guys, they're promoting and spreading hate, and they're on these platforms. I'm not about trying to get them to be pulled off. I'd never try to get videos taken down, except when people put my children in their videos. That's the rare exception when I go after someone's video to try to get it taken down. And a lot of times YouTube actually will still leave it up, despite the fact there's minors with their faces and their names and all kinds of stuff like that. Some of these crazy, whacked out BHI stalker types, you know, who I mean, there's one guy particularly, what's he do? Let me see if I can get it. He like, hold on, let me try to get this. The one guy, hold on, let me see if I can get this. Let me see here.
One guy makes his voice sound like this. We've got this hater vocab alone. You know, this guy's just a devil. He's just nothing but a devil. And this video is about how he's an evil, wicked man. Look at the hand signals he uses. Look at him. Look at the hand signals. You can tell right there he's from the devil. That's the Illuminati sign. That's the devil horns. Now, I'm gonna pull up his personal address, and YouTube will leave the video up despite the fact that I should not be doing that. Ha 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 ha. Wait for the next video when I tell you where he works.
There are some videos like that. I'm exaggerating a little, but where these dudes do that to the voice and do these videos like that. Kid you not. Kid you not. And the videos are up. Now, I don't know if their channels are monetized, but still. Now, again, let's just become smarter. All Christians got to think. We all got to think about this together, guys. We all got to process this and think about this. And so we're thinking about it together. And so I've got good advice and wisdom, and we're trying to get smarter because it's a technical game. It's kind of a technical game. And there has been mass demonetization, and this has happened a number of times. They do these sweeps. A lot of times, say some attack happens, like after the Jersey City attacks and a lot of stuff that happened on the East Coast where you had folks attacking Jewish folks. After that, they was like, hey, we're going to go after, extremist views more hard. And every time something like that happens, they do these sweeps. So there was a thing called the adpocalypse, right? And then you had the massive demonetization. I saw a lot of people being affected by this as well. I wasn't just the only one. And then some people were able to get back in. Others aren't, right? Now, we're going to try to recompensate between GoFundMe, Patreon, Subscribestar, PayPal, Cash App to make this happen. And you see on the channel, if you come on here, I don't really be sitting around like asking people for a bunch of stuff. I'd rather just go do stuff, right? It's just as long as I can do it, I don't care. Just let me go. And so you see some people like, oh, vocab's having money trouble. Look, the Lord is always taking care of me. He's going to take care of this. God is still on the throne. He is still king. He is going to do what he wants to with my little YouTube channel, with my life, with whatever ministry I have, with the family that he's given me, with everything. Same thing for you. And so we have to ask ourselves, hey, what is God doing? Lord, show me. Every time I've seen a nasty bump or a hiccup or a mountain to climb, and I'm not just saying this, I'm telling you the truth that's in front, you know what I mean? God always has something better on the other side. So this isn't about being kicked off YouTube. I'm not saying that. That hasn't happened. What I'm saying is with all these things, it makes us, by God's grace, if we're paying attention, what it does is it makes us, it enables us to think smarter and better about ways to do this even better. And so here's what I'm saying. I've told you guys I'm spending less time on Facebook and whatnot to have more time to promote what we do have. But here's where the change could be. It's with you guys. We can create an army of editors. Here's what I mean. Already, Andrea Cruz and Liza, two awesome folks, just dope. If there's someone else, guys, I don't think anyone else has done videos yet. Nate, I don't know if you. I think it's mainly just Liza, right, and Andrea. If someone else has done it, excuse me. They take little clips from different videos we've done, and they make them under a minute, 3 minutes. They haven't made much longer ones. And then put the text on them and stuff like that. And then we'll re-upload them to different social media platforms. So far, I've just been checking out their work from afar, meaning looking at it on the platforms they have and be like, hey, that's pretty dope. But now, with the situation where we really need shareable content that is shorter, I've asked both of them to email me everything they have. to email me everything they have. And I had no idea they had so much. Here's why that matters. We're going to try. We don't know what's going to happen. This is an experiment of sorts, right? You know what I mean? I'm not as much of a smart scientist like as Cameron Bertuzzi, man, that dude knows how to do all this stuff. John McCrae, really smart about this. These guys are like Mike Winger. They're more methodical and smart, basically. You know, David Wood, these dudes, you know what I mean? I'm not quite, you know, I kind of just, you know, I'm freestyling a lot, you know. It's hard for me to like stay focused and be as like, you know, so disciplined, right? It's really hard for me. So, but what we're going to try is upload a lot of these videos they've created to the channel. And you'll see, if you go to the channel right now, you'll see a bunch of them. They're short. So I put in the title 52 seconds because you guys, we're still allowed to have live chat. So consider a live chat a time when we get together and hang out. Now, what I'm going to try to do is, as of now, as long as I have a video to put up, I'll put it up every day at 4 p.m. Pacific time, right? So every day there should be a little thing. Now, some of them are small. What we could do is, though, we can get together, and that could be like our family time, the time when we hang out, because our live streams aren't going to be as much and as long. Now, speaking of live streams, I've already went over the time I wanted to go, right? So I'm going to get off here in a second because I don't want to do as long as we've been doing. And hopefully, though, I've explained some of what's been going down and a way to approach it and all that. And in regards to these short little clips that have been created, the first one's going to be tomorrow. So you're going to see an idea. Sometimes I'll be able to have time to put thumbnails for them. Sometimes I won't. Sometimes there'll be older ones, like tomorrow's like a throwback video, but it's a cool little clip. And they're not all like, we're trying to improve the quality of them. Like we want to, I got to talk to both of them to try to see if we can get a higher res on some of them. Some are lower res, like 360, but we're going to try to get them at least at 720, try to maintain higher resolution on them. So you'll see some of that stuff step up. Make sure with any music we use isn't copyrighted music, stuff like that, right? Well, actually, yeah, anyways. And it's good, you know, you see little text, you'll see like a clip. Sometimes it'll be real smooth, sometimes it won't. But the idea is they're more shareable. And so we're going to start putting those on there and see how they go. Now, this is all part of different strategies we're going to try to keep on doing what we're doing, because the Hebrew Israelites need to be exposed. Bad ideas found with other religions whom I can't name right now because I don't know what's going to... Those ideas need to be exposed. And look, to all you guys who are out there like, vocab, we warned you. I've got a lot of this. Vocab,
we warned you. You were warned.
I always knew something like this could happen. I always knew, just like when I go out to talk to Hebrew Israelites or when I do stuff related to Islam, I know something bad can happen. I know that. Something really bad could happen. Yep. Demonetization, at least I'm not in the hospital, you know what I mean? Okay, we're going to get through this, and it's because of the Lord. Not even just for you guys. Yes, you guys are awesome, but ultimately, you guys aren't even the rock. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are fantastic people. You know, you guys are amazing. You guys did this GoFundMe campaign. You guys are just, boom, grade A. But ultimately, it's because of our rock. And our rock is not like their rock. You know what I mean? That's the scripture. We can trust he's going to do what he's going to do. It's going to work out. How, what, exactly, I don't know. I just look for open doors and I just kind of run through them. Sometimes I walk real slow through them, but you know what I mean? And you guys do too. You've seen this stuff in your life. So to all y'all who are like, you were warned, vocab, you should have stopped this. Yo, no amount of money is going to make me stop preaching the gospel. No amount of money is going to make me combat evil, wicked, or is it make me stop combating evil, wicked ideas when I see them popping up on the block and see them popping up all over online with no answer. No amount of money. You know, you can't dangle nothing in front that's going to make me stop wanting to preach truth. No amount of money that you hang out or whatever is going to make me be like, oh, well, I better be a good boy by your standards. Now I better go back to behaving the way you want me to act. No. So yes, it hurts and whatever, and I'll try to be wiser in how we navigate this, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, no amount of cash, no amount of payola, no amount of green, it's not gonna stop or alter. Yes, it can hamper. Yes, it can hinder. That's a reality. Churches got to go underground. You know, things got to happen. And you know what? When I think about our lot here, the Bible never promised you'll be able to make money off YouTube. You'll be able to make really cool videos, and it's a blessing that we could even do that in the first place. So praise God while it did happen, right? You know what? And I want people to support, because we're doing things that are important. I mean, you see the young men who recently interviewed me all the way from Angola. They were concerned about some of the stuff that I talk about on a regular basis. That's why they got me on, and they were translating into Portuguese while I was doing the interview. A gal who's a regular at Speaker's Corner just interviewed me because similar, she's all the way in London, but sees the reality and relevance to a lot of things we talk about on this channel. This is real, like, global stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it really, really is. Now, I got this inbox that's just flooded with people who need help. And they probably think I hate them because I can't respond to 90% of them. It's sad. I'm so sorry to you guys who reach me out and you tell me about different prayer requests you have, and you got family members following this, and I want to talk. I can't. I don't know what to do. I got my own. Meaning we need to expand this vision and get bigger. There's more to do, y'all. But here we are. So yes, you can, put roadblocks, hurdles, whatever, but today we're not going to stop. And you know what? Yes, sign up for Patreon. Yes, be part of the GoFundMe, but don't forget to pray for the Christians in Nigeria. And I'm serious about that. Don't forget to pray for the Christians in North Korea. It's unfair, it's a double standard, and it starts small and it gets bigger. We recognize that. There's different levels to all this, right, in the world system, because they're not going to like us. Okay. We'll try our best to make them like us, but we can't sell out, But Boko Haram's not kidnapping our daughters by God's grace. But we got to pray for the folks who they are doing that to. That's facts. Now, what are we going to do for freestyles? I don't know. I haven't got that figured out. But I'll tell you what. Some of you hate the freestyles. I'm not the best. I just love doing it. I owe you guys freestyles, and I'm going to pay that debt that I owe. All right? I'm going to pay that debt. And long term, we'll figure out what to do for that. Don't worry. I'm not going to leave you hanging. And just to prove it, be sure to check out the channel, by the way. There's a lot of stuff going on, right? There's a lot of stuff going on. Look at all the stuff popping up, coming up is what I'm saying. But just to prove it, I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. Let me do a little something here. Let me do a little something. Just give me a second here. Hold on. Again, thank you guys for starting that GoFundMe. That is a blessing. That should keep it strong for the end of the year if the goal is reached or within reason. And again, I don't see Liza tonight, but I do see Andrea. And Andrea's been killing it on the video game. Andrea, one thing I love those, and I'm uploading some of yours little by little, as well as Liza's. One thing we got to figure out though is to try to keep the resolution as close to high as we can. I know it takes more room and stuff, but like once you get to 480, it doesn't look as good, and we'll figure that out together. But that's one thing I wanted to mention. Okay, to keep it, but it's okay. It could be a little different, where it's gonna be a process. And to all you guys, I know some of you guys have been hearing about you guys learning how to edit as well. It's gonna be a little bit of learning process, but that's all right. So shout out to everybody. Much love. We're not going to stop. You guys are amazing. Justin Martyr, all of y'all. Warrior Woman here. Man, Warrior Woman is killing it. She was kind of part of the inspiration for the GoFundMe. I know Dinu was rocking it. I know Rox B's behind the scenes always doing something. There's just so many amazing people. At the end of the day, though, he is our rock, and we're going to talk more about that. We want to inspire each other, you know what I mean? And I'm just glad we have something called the internet so we can talk to each other, right? Yeah, Marilyn Murphy still knows what's up, snarf, snarf. Yeah, let's see.
Snarf, snarf, snarf. I don't know, Lion-O. Snarf. Well, that doesn't look like a good idea, Lion-O.
Yeah. All right. Let's do a little freestyle and close out the show. Things can be a little bit different going forward, but we're going to do it together. So with that,
bring in the beats.
Yeah. Booyaka! Yeah. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Turn it up just a little bit. Turn it up just a little bit. Turn it up just a little bit. Feeling it. feeling it, bring in the drums. Sign up for the GoFund me plus the Patreon. Beat is dope, you could say it's the bomb. Living in the future plus the past like I was on Tron. Riding on the track with the digital motorcycle, disciple, visual, cyclical, going round and round. Vocab alone with the verb and the noun. So profound, so deep you might drown like a submarine when I'm down like a midget on his knees. Vocab alone at ease, I freeze degrees. So Celsius, here we come again from Columbus. Don't cuss, but I focus. Got the glasses, so I look up. What? Here we come again. Stand up, gotta stay prayed up, gotta stayed up. Yes, indeed, Jesus Christ, He made my way up to heaven. Vocab alone, the rapping reverence. Sorta, kinda, may I remind her, grab the track and then rewind her. Right behind ya, you know we find ya. Boom, 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 line upon line, now I got the rhyme. Here we come again, shine like a diamond, but not no bloody diamond. That's messed up, now I'm on the track, rhyming, shining for the divine. Vocab alone from the top of the mind. Yes, y'all will make up shortfall. Here I come, carry up like U-Haul. Cause earthly treasure does not last. Now I got pleasure, for desiring God. Vocab alone with the SA squad. Now we rockin' again. Vocab alone needing oxygen. Yeah. So yes, I breathe. About to be done, and then I leave. I did receive Jesus the Christ on my sleeve. His doctrine for the black when I'm rockin'. It just don't stop like a red octagon. Stop sign. Vocab alone from the top of the mind. Here we come again, rhyme for the divine. Jesus the Christ, you know that He shines. Read Revelation line upon line. Yes indeed, now this ain't no slime like Ghostbuster. I'm not a buster. Yes, I trust ya. Don't call me hammer, I can't touch ya. Vocab alone, gonna dust ya off your soft. Just got a cough, not from COVID-19. Shout out to the whole team. Gotta keep it clean, not obscene. Vocab alone, not a mean. Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. We gotta keep making apologetics fun again, y'all. Shout out to the squad. We ain't going nowhere. We in there. We in there. We in there. Serve the underserved, look into the overlooked. Street Apologist live, baby.
Turn your radio up. Whoa. Radio time. Whoa. You're now listening to Street Apologist. Street Apologist. Street Apologist. Street Apologist. Street Apologist. Street Apologist.